Working on a little sewing project today. So this top, which I've already started taking apart before I realized I should probably turn on the camera and show you what I'm doing. I have some clips of this that I've worn in previous vlogs. This is a top that, it's like an ukay top, and I've never really loved it. I love that it's gingham, but I didn't love the shape, so it just fits me so weird up here in the collar. So it always felt weird to button it up because it was like saggy down here. And it used to have these cuffs that stopped it right here, and these like weird ruffle pin things that made it look very lambada costumey. But yes, the cuffs were here and they were too tight for my arms. They went up to here. They made the sleeves so tight that I couldn't really move my arms around. And then, like I said, the fit here in front wasn't great. So I took off the cuff and immediately it felt more comfortable. Then I took out all the ruffles and look at all the fabric I have to work with. Now, looking at it though, it feels like there's way too much gingham going on. Like it's a little overwhelmingly gingham. But I want to try to make those Ghani inspired tops with like the bow closures in front. I've never done it before, but I thought I would experiment and try to do it with this shirt. Look, see, it's such an awkward fit. It's way too big for me. I think it's supposed to be like a boat neck situation, like so. But it always just felt so awkward whenever I would put it on, and I was always fussing with it, and I hate it when I have to like keep adjusting my clothes. So let's see if we can do something about it. Because I'm a very visual person, visuals always help. This is what we are going for. I'm gonna watch some of these tutorials and figure out how they did it, and then figure out if I even have enough material. I don't know if I'll have enough material to do the little peplum at the bottom and keep the sleeves, because like these are all very balloony sleeves. So I'm gonna watch a few of these videos, figure out how they did it, and then see if I can make it on my own. Looking at this, I already know I'm not gonna have enough material to do a full sleeve and a peplum. And I think I'd rather have a peplum and then just add maybe a ruffle on top. And I think that would help make it look a little less overwhelmingly gingham as well. Yeah, I think that can be my little workaround. I am going to try and draft a pattern, which I have never done before, so should be interesting. Oh, I use this for spray painting. That's fine. I have my old Canon 5D Mark III here that I haven't used in ages, but you know what I thought? I have this professional camera. I might as well use it to get a second angle. At first, I didn't want to do this tutorial because it seemed like there were a lot of measurements involved, but it seems like that is just what you will have to do. I drafted two pattern pieces, one for the front, one for the back. I have no idea if I did that right. The nice thing about being able to draft a pattern like this is if I like this, I can actually recreate it onto other fabrics that I want to change. I'm kind of mixing and matching tutorials, so I'm using the method from one tutorial to draft my own pattern, and then I'm using the method from another tutorial to take apart this top, because they're doing it a little differently in each. Like one tutorial is showing how to upcycle a top that you already have, which is what I'm doing, and another tutorial is showing you how to make it from a new piece of fabric. So I've kind of had to figure out like an in-between of those two things. So basically now what I'm going to do is take this garment apart so I can have like one giant piece of fabric. I pinned it together. Let's see Oh, please don't stick yourself, if this even fits. This is the vest stage. Ooh, gentle. Ouch, pins. Every single time, hang on. It is so short. It is way shorter than I thought it was going to be. So I will definitely be adding a peplum. I wanted it to end like at least here and then have your peplum. But I guess this is fine. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep the current sleeve and just make it shorter. So now all I have to do is decide on the length of the sleeve. And in looking at this, I'm thinking maybe like here would be cute, like a flouncy little sleeve, you know, on this end. And then I will have all the rest of this to turn into a peplum. Boy, it feels like I set this project aside forever ago, but we have made a little bit of progress. I stopped and then I just was not in a sewing mood. So I just set it aside. And of course, it's taken me forever to get back to it. What I need to do now is gather up these sleeves, attach them to the top, then create the peplum and attach that. So last night what I did was I looked up how to use a gathering foot because I have one of those. And let's see if it makes the job just a little bit easier. I boodled myself into buying one of these 16-piece presser feet sets. You absolutely do not need this, by the way. Like the number of times I've used this. This is called the blind hem foot, and blind hemming is something that I've actually been doing a lot to a lot of my pants, like to neatly shorten the hem. That's what I've been doing. So I bought this entire thing mostly for that foot, and I've spent the rest of the time looking for excuses to use all these other feet. And today I shall be using the gathering foot. Ah, damn it. That was wrong, that was wrong. Take two. Here we go. Slow. Go slow. It's okay. Yes. Okay, here we go. OMG, I can't believe that worked. And it was actually quite easy to do. Hey, would you look at this? Sleeves! I still can't believe I did that. I still don't completely understand how I did that, to be honest, but she has sleeves. She's looking really cute. So now I need to figure out how to do the middle closure, which is going to be the three bows going down. I need to measure how much longer I want this to be. I think I want to add at least a good 2 inches for sure. More if I have the fabric for that. This is all we have time for today, and I shall pick this up on another day. I just did a big deep clean of the studio, and when I tell you I needed to clear up some of this clutter, I am so happy. Like my brain just feels better. And I wanted to give you a little bit of a progress update on this top. I do find it a little short. I know I said initially that I wanted like a 2-inch ruffle. When I put it on and I measured it again, I realized I really wanted it to be a little bit longer, so I was hoping for a 6-inch ruffle. And then while I was measuring the excess fabric, I thought I wouldn't have enough. I don't know where I got the idea that in order for it to be like a really nice ruffle, I needed like a good amount of length to be gathered. So I took the measurement of the circumference of the bottom of this top, and then I multiplied that by 2, and I tried to get that amount. And the only way I could do that with the scrap fabric that I had was to make it a 3-inch ruffle, which, by the way, look at the amazing job the gathering foot has done. This actually took no time at all. But when I put it on, I actually have twice the amount that I need. This is why the math just wasn't mathing for me, guys. I can't do anything about it anymore because I already cut it off. So I just have to make the best of this situation and attach this and see what happens. Okay, you know what? Not bad. I have exactly the same length left over in ruffle, so I could have made this twice as long, which I would have preferred, but It's not so bad. It's a little shorter than I would like. While I was putting on the gather, I kept thinking to myself, how in the world am I gonna finish this? And I think if I do like a teeny tiny rolled hem, but right now, progress. I managed to roll up all of the hems into this teeny tiny rolled hem. And I gotta say, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I'm amazed how much I was able to get done today. So I was able to hem the top, the ruffles at the bottom. Now I'm gonna do the sleeves, and this is mostly because I'm using a rolled hem foot, and I'll show you how to use that now. So this is a rolled hem foot, and I know I said earlier you don't need all these fancy extra feet to start sewing, and I absolutely mean that. If you're a beginner, then you definitely don't need everything. But since I already have it, I decided that I would use it. And what this does is, it holds the roll so that while you're sewing, things aren't moving around, and it just makes things so much easier. I just have to make my ribbons and we will actually be done. I made 6 strands of ribbon using the leftover fabric that I had from the excess ruffle that I made for the peplum, and then I just took my time turning these inside out and attaching them to the top. And before I show you the finished product, let's take a look at the before one last time. And here is the finished result.
Sadness wrapped around a frame, would you see your...
And here it is, the finished top. All right, so some notes for myself. This ruffle, too short. I really wish I made it 6 inches like what I originally wanted, but if I had done that, I wouldn't have had enough fabric for the bows, which I think makes the look. So instead, I'm just gonna have to figure out how to style it with high-waisted tops. I feel like I can still make it work, and I think it turned out super cute. I worked with what I had and I made it work, and now I have a pattern for this exact top. So what I can do is I can easily recreate it, this time using new fabric or even like larger pieces of button downs that I could take apart and redo this project with. So I would say this project is definitely an intermediate level. If you have a little more experience under your belt, then this is definitely something that you could tackle. What I love the most is this top was thrifted in the first place. I didn't like how it fit on me, but I took that top, which it was a pain for me to wear, and I turned it into something that I genuinely love, and I'm so happy with the outcome. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed this little DIY, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Someone that you used to be before you was buried in responsibility. I know it's hard to see all the things that you could never be.